Lily Peters. On April 24, 2022, what began as a normal Sunday afternoon turned into a tragedy. Around 3 p.m., 10-year-old Lily Peters left her home to visit her aunt, a trip she made often. The house was only a 3-minute bike ride away, and nothing seemed unusual. That evening, however, Lily didn't come home. At first, her father, Alex, thought she might still be at his sister's house, but when he called, his sister said Lily had already left over an hour earlier. Growing concerned, Alex tried calling the parents of Lily's friends, hoping she had stopped by to play, but no one had seen her. Worried, he retraced the path Lily usually took. Around 9 p.m., he contacted police to report her missing. While searching along a nearby trail, Alex made a chilling discovery: Lily's bike abandoned with no sign of her. The next morning, just before 9 a.m., a volunteer searcher found her body under a pile of leaves only a few feet from the trail. Police confirmed the worst: Lily had been murdered. At first, investigators had no clear leads. Then online, a post about Lily's disappearance appeared on the true crime subreddit. While many people speculated, one comment stood out. A user called HomesliceNation4 wrote that they had been playing Pokemon Go on the same trail that day. They claimed to have seen Lily in a pink and purple hoodie walking with another kid. The comment ended with, "I have a suspicion that it could be another kid that did it." The post was later deleted, but another Reddit user reported it to the police tip line. That single clue gave investigators the lead they needed. Within hours, police arrested 14-year-old Carson Petersberger, Lily's cousin. During questioning, Carson admitted to the crime. He explained that he had followed Lily as she rode her bike, lured her into the woods, and attacked her in a plan he had been forming for months. He punched her in the stomach, beat her with a stick, and strangled her before returning home as if nothing had happened. Later, after noticing police searching the area, he came back to move her body deeper into the woods and tried to cover it with leaves. Because of the brutality and premeditated nature of the attack, prosecutors decided Carson would be tried as an adult. He remains in custody to this day, with his trial scheduled for 2026. Utaho no Tatari. Utaho no Tatari is the name of 2 Japanese horror games, both known for their eerie atmosphere and unsettling backstory. The real mystery began in 2014 when someone posted on the subreddit Creepy Gaming about a disturbing discovery in the second game. They claimed to have triggered what looked like a glitch. After following a strange series of steps, the screen filled with scrambled text, then went black, flashed white 4 times, and finally displayed a low-quality, deeply unsettling photo. It appeared to show a woman with most of her face hidden in shadows, something wrapped tightly around her head. The image was so disturbing that players began to wonder if it might actually be a real photograph of human remains. This idea didn't seem far-fetched, since other obscure games, like the infamous Hong Kong 97, had used real victim photos taken from news sources. Before long, players realized this wasn't a random glitch at all, but a hidden event intentionally programmed into the game. By switching their computer's language settings to Japanese, they were able to read the missing characters in the error message. At first, it looked like a normal crash screen, but then the game's main character, Utaho, suddenly began addressing the player directly. The event was triggered by walking through 3 torii gates, traditional Japanese shrine gates. Doing so started a hidden timer, and when the timer ran out, the so-called glitch sequence would play, ending with the disturbing photo. But one question remained: where did that haunting image come from? Reverse image searches revealed nothing, and for years, no one had a clear answer. Many theories were suggested, but without proof, the mystery stayed unsolved. Then in 2022, a Reddit user finally uncovered the truth. The photo wasn't from a crime scene. It came from a 2007 Japanese horror film called Hair Extensions. The exact frame appears in the movie's trailer, showing a woman staring lifelessly into the camera. After nearly 10 years of speculation, the mystery of Utaho no Tatari was finally solved. The Post-it notes. On April 15, 2015, a man using the username R.Bradbury had a strange experience. He lived alone, but that morning he found a Post-it note on his desk with a list of chores written on it. The handwriting wasn't his. At first he tried to ignore it, But a few days later, another post-it appeared, this time stuck to the back of his chair. It read, "Save your documents." That was the moment things took a disturbing turn. Bradbury began to believe that someone was secretly entering his apartment and leaving these notes. To find out who it was, he set up a webcam to record his desk. But the situation only grew stranger. On April 20th, he woke up to another note. It said, "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do." Shocked, he rushed to check the webcam footage, only to find the video files missing. It looked as if someone had deleted them. Soon after, even more post-it notes appeared, this time covering his doors. But they were all blank. Bradbury began to suspect his landlord, thinking the handwriting looked similar to his. Unsure what to do, he turned to Reddit for help. He posted on our legal advice explaining what had happened and asking if he could press charges against his landlord. The post quickly gained attention, and the most common suggestion was that Bradbury might be sleepwalking and writing the notes himself without realizing it. Then a Reddit user named Kakerlak noticed something in one of Bradbury's earlier posts. He had mentioned sleeping in a small bedroom with no windows. Kakerlak asked, "Do you get bad headaches?" Bradbury admitted that he often did. That's when Kakerlak suggested another possibility: carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is an invisible, odorless gas that can build up in enclosed spaces. Breathing it in can cause confusion, memory loss, and even hallucinations. In serious cases, it can be deadly. Bradbury decided to test the theory. He bought a carbon monoxide detector and plugged it in. Immediately, the alarm went off. His apartment was filled with gas and he had been breathing it the entire time. The notes were real, but he had written them himself while poisoned, then forgotten. The missing webcam recordings weren't deleted by an intruder. The software had simply failed to save the files. And the handwriting. Bradbury later realized he hadn't compared it to his landlord's at all, but to a letter from his mother. Google Maps help. In early 2025, a strange discovery on Google Maps in Los Angeles spread rapidly online, quickly becoming a viral mystery. In a rail yard near Dodger Stadium, the word "help" could be seen written again and again in giant letters. Nearby were other words, including federal and LAPD. Each letter had been carefully constructed using long pipes or large wooden boards. When people first noticed the writing, theories began to spread immediately. Some believed it was a real cry for help, possibly from people trapped or being forced to work. The fact that the writing was inside a Union Pacific rail yard only fueled the suspicion. Los Angeles railways have a long history of theft and crime, and some feared this might be connected to organized trafficking or forced labor. Concerned residents contacted the LAPD, who quickly went to check the site. Around the same time, a social media user visited the rail yard with a camera to film what it looked like from the ground. What he found changed everything. The rail yard was surrounded by homeless encampments, and although the area was supposed to be fenced off, a large hole in the fence made it easy to enter. Local homeless residents explained that the writing wasn't a distress signal at all. It was the work of another homeless man who had been creating these massive messages for years. The LAPD later confirmed the story. They said they had spoken to the man many times before and had even offered him housing and mental health support, but he always refused. What began as a mystery seen from the sky turned out to be the expression of one man's personal struggle, written large across the landscape of Los Angeles. Have you dreamed of this man? In 2008, a mysterious website appeared asking a simple question. Have you dreamed of this man? The site quickly filled with eerie stories from people who claimed they had. Posters featuring the same sketch and the same question began appearing in cities around the world. Within a year, the mystery went viral. More than 10,000 people wrote to the website saying they too had seen the man in their dreams. Soon, theories began to spread that he might be part of a real supernatural phenomenon. On online forums like 4chan, users decided to investigate, and eventually found the truth. A reverse IP lookup of the website showed it was connected to a guerrilla marketing company, known for promoting ideas and products through strange, attention-grabbing stunts. This discovery led many to believe that this man wasn't real at all, but simply a fictional creation. In 2010, the site's creator, Italian sociologist and marketer Andrea Nutella, admitted the whole thing had been a marketing stunt. He explained that the drawing was based on his father, and that the early dream testimonials were entirely fabricated. However, Nutella never revealed what the campaign was actually meant to promote, and the website remained online. Interestingly, not everyone who emailed the site was lying. Many people likely did dream about the man, but that may have been a case of mental suggestion. After seeing the image and hearing the stories, their minds might have created the dream on their own. I feel fantastic. If you were online in the early 2000s, you probably remember the viral video titled, "I Feel Fantastic." In it, a stiff, human-like robot with wide, staring eyes sang an eerie, repetitive tune, "I feel fantastic." The robot appeared in different outfits and settings, its lifeless expression never changing. The video seemed to appear out of nowhere, and once it began spreading, viewers couldn't stop speculating about what it really was. The most popular theory was disturbing, the idea that the robot had been built by a deranged criminal who dressed it in the clothes of his victims. At one point, the camera pans toward a random garden, leading many to believe it was the burial site of those victims. The mystery deepened when the original upload vanished from the internet. Re-uploads continued to circulate for years, keeping the legend alive, but leaving the truth unknown. Then, in 2020, writer Yeetzy Lit decided to investigate. Searching through old websites, Lit found photographs of the same robot on obscure Android enthusiast forums, some dating back to 2001. Those forums revealed the name of the man who created it, John Bergeron. Far from being a criminal, Bergeron was actually an inventor experimenting with robotics for entertainment. The robot's name was Tara, and she had been built as a singing android prototype, costing about $2,000 at the time. Bergeron's dream was to mass-produce Tara as a performing robot, but that dream never came to life. The unsettling tone of the video wasn't the result of horror or crime, but simply the uncanny effect of early robotics, and the internet's talent for turning mystery into myth.